Terry Shiundu is a multifaceted leader, blending her role as a pastor, coach, and HR professional to inspire and empower individuals across various spheres of life. As the Senior Director of People and Culture at Village Enterprise, she brings over 15 years of experience in HR and administration to her work in various nonprofit organizations. Terry's passion for leadership development extends beyond the corporate world. She serves as a pastor and worship leader at Exploits Worship Center, and she is the founder of Lead Kids Kenya, an organization dedicated to equipping children with life-changing skills. A continuous learner, Terry is currently pursuing her PhD in organizational leadership. Her influence reaches global audience through her role as a founding member of the Hacking HR Experts Council, a global ambassador for Transform's Nairobi chapter, and a top leadership development coaching voice on LinkedIn with over 70,000 followers. She is also a member of the Kingdom Connect, a community of marketplace professionals, the Boardroom Africa, and a member of the Harvard Business Review Advisory Council, an opt-in search community of business professionals. Terry's commitment to nurturing leadership and fostering spiritual growth is evident in her diverse roles and her powerful online presence. As a co-author of The Way She Leads, she continues to share her insights and empower others to thrive in their personal and professional lives. In her free time, she loves to travel and spend time with her family, enjoys reading biographies, journaling, listening to podcasts, worship, and mentoring young people and emerging HR professionals. Terry is married to Reverend Chris Shiundu, and they are blessed with 3 children. Let us put our hands together as we bring to the platform Terry Shiundu.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. What a blessing and a privilege to be here today. And I give God all the glory. I want to thank God for Zion Pearl Publishers, Mr. Dosso, and your team for making this possible. Our keynote speaker and chief guests, we appreciate you, and everybody who is here. Just tell the person next to you, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, and I'm so honored to see. I'm here with my family is here. Church members are here. So blessed to have our pastor, Reverend Martha, here, and I cannot start my speech without acknowledging my pastor. Hallelujah. Okay, allow me to go to what I have, and I'm truly, truly blessed today because my speech wouldn't have really been meaningful for me if one person wasn't here in this room. And it is because of him that I stand here and I talk about my career and how far I have come. And that is none other than my mentor, Mr. Joshua Lang. I want to really, really thank God for you because that's where my career began. When I think about this book and when Mr. Dosso approached me to write, we had a lengthy discussion, about 1 hour, just discussing issues of women leadership. And when he asked me about writing, at that time I was deep in my PhD. I was deep in my PhD coursework. I was swamped. I was working from home, just sleeping barely 2 hours in 24 hours. And so when Mr. Dosso asked me about writing, I thought, well, in the midst of family and church and school, and I'm a full-time career woman, I don't know where writing will come in between there. And so it took me about a year, actually, just thinking about that. And I would see they launched the first one, the second one, the third one, and they kept going. And I was thinking, okay, when do I do this? And finally, some months ago, when they reached out, I said, okay, yes, maybe I have something to write about now. But in the chapter that I write, which is about thriving, empowered to thrive in the workplace, I speak about an area that I personally struggled with, and that is imposter syndrome. And the fact that imposter syndrome is not really how other people are seeing you, but it's really what you're seeing yourself, how you see yourself. And one thing I keep telling myself, and I would like to give you this, if you can write it down, write it down. Let the voice inside of you be louder than every other voice around you. Because that's the voice that controls who you are, what you do, where you go, and how far you will go. It is that voice inside of you. And so I realized that in my struggle with imposter syndrome, I always felt that I didn't deserve to be in the room. I wasn't qualified to be in the room. Sometimes when I look at my title, senior director, I think to myself, are you sure? You know, because there's still that voice that keeps coming, that you are not supposed to be here. You don't deserve to be here. And so I'm grateful to God that I found a place through the way she leads to talk about this, and that somebody else will get the help that they need. And as I always say, you don't have to learn through experience. As they say, experience is the best teacher, but it's not always the best teacher. So you don't have to learn through the experience as yourself. You can learn from the experiences of others. And then my next point is that today, as we celebrate the launch of this book, I think about a word that was given to me over 20 years ago, that I would be a book author. And over the years, I kept thinking about this word, that I would be an author. And I kept wondering, what would I really write about? And it is the life experiences that we go through, that every day, no one can live the experience for you. You experienced it. And therefore, because you have experienced it, then you're able to talk about it. And today, over 20 years later, as I stand here as a published author, thanks to Zion Pearl, it is a dream fulfillment. It is a dream that has been fulfilled. And therefore, that I want to say that nothing is impossible. You can achieve your dream. I remember at the beginning of this year, I put it on my vision board. I started doing a vision board 2 years ago. So at the beginning of 2024, I put it on my vision board that I would publish a book this year. I didn't know how. But a few months later, when Zion Pearl reached out to be part of this book. And so we can all accomplish what is inside of us. So there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Probably if I was doing it alone, I would have taken years. And yes, there's a book I started writing a few years ago, and I am still writing. I'm probably still in chapter 1. But the fact that we came together as 30 women, it didn't take us, I don't think it took us 2 months to put this together, because everyone was at a place in their life that this was just the right timing. And so, as we think about our own lives and how we are walking our journey, when we think about legacy, What do you want people to read about you? They say we only live once. But I add there, live in such a way that your life grows others along that way. Such that it's not just your life or you that you live for, but you have lived for others. And others can learn from your story. They don't have to make the same mistakes. They don't have to go through the same parts. They don't have to go through the same struggle. But because you let your life be a letter to be read, others can learn from it and grow from it. I'm so honored this afternoon that I have my daughters with me here. And I was hoping and desiring that they would be here so that they can learn that leadership, it's not just, you don't have to be far. You can start at where you are. Even Zara, Mercy's daughter, is an honor that she's here, that she's hearing the lessons of leadership right here. And so bring them while they are young so that our journeys can begin to impact our children as they go along. And so there is a word here that I would like to share, Ecclesiastes 9:10. It says, whatever you do, do well. For when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. So whatever you do, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's in your career, whether you're a CEO, you're running your own company, you're employed, whatever you do, do well. Those little opportunities or big opportunities that God gives us to impact somebody else's life, do it with all your heart. Do it well, because when we go to the grave, it is all over. There's no other chance. There's no opportunity to correct it or redo it. And so my challenge this afternoon as we launch this book is get a copy of the book. In it, you will gain actionable insights and access diverse perspectives. It is a book that you want to read while you're writing notes, because you will pick nuggets that will help you from your own life. And as I come to a conclusion, I want to read here a passage from my chapter, just the last passage, that pursue your purpose. Take that step forward. Apply for that role that you thought was too big for you. Seek that promotion, that opportunity, and volunteer to lead that project. Speak up. Your voice, your skills, and your leadership are needed at whatever sphere or level that you're in. The world is waiting for you to shine. The world is waiting for you to shine. And because God has given you a purpose and has given you life, you cannot afford to live life just dim and going without color and not bringing shine to the world. Let the world know that you existed, that you lived, and that you made an impact. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us. I honor my husband. Thank you for being here and for spending your time with us. God bless you so much.